Hey yo, what's up? It's the one and only HipHopGamer, Hot 97 Gamers, episode 2. Today I got my special guest Mark from Namco. We're going to be talking about Tekken 7. You do not want to miss this interview. Trust me. I got Batman Telltale Games gameplay. Alright, so if you didn't pick this game up, I'm telling you, it's one of them powerful titles that you really want to pay attention to if you're a fan of Batman and just love good games. I got you covered. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about why gaming fears the black face. Let's go.
Check it. HipHopGamer. One time, listen up, man. Check it. Yo. People doubted me, straight out the gate was the first mistake. 5 years in now, labeled as a heavyweight. Game industry where you the best, you get a lot of hate. Guess my black skin enhanced the way that I can elevate. I got love for all parties involved. They assassinate my character like it's part of the job. But I'm built for the battle, prepared for the worst. My results are the best cause I'm the hardest at work. You never seen a style like mine. Passion every time I grind. Hate it or love it, I'm rolling, I'm rugged with punchlines. So knuckle up if you're ready for this contest. My content is quality, so quantity's the concept. I'm on threat when I spit bars that's complex. Apply pressure to the competition bottlenecks. So who's next? I wanna know where your heart at. Brooklyn born bred, that's where I got my honor at. My persona is truth, that's where the love's at. Hip hop and games, we gotta bring that love back. Get down and lay down, you with me or against me. I got a third eye so I can see if you in front of me. All I do is keep it real cause I would never back down. HipHopGamer, know the name and the fucking sound. Verbally I'm automatic, welcome to my battleground. Die for the shine, then I live in the background. Apply pressure.
Crazy. I love it.
Didn't your mother teach you to knock?
Catwoman, baby!
Behind you, big boy.
Get out of here, homie. You messing with me?
Heyday.
Boom, look at that. Oh, yo, look at this game, kid. Yo, this joint's bananas, man. Oh, man. Let's go.
Stay where you are.
Wow. Crazy. Gotta shoot up.
If you want to be intimidating, you're succeeding. Criminals are becoming afraid of you, so are the police.
It's a scare tactic, Al. Just a performance.
I just love this game. I love the style, I love the look, I love the way you play it. It's just that much more engaging.
So far.
And confrontational. I love that. It's confrontational.
That doesn't belong to you.
Listen, do you see his voice?
You broke the law. Here I am.
Cut the shit. The law. Don't tell me that's why you do all this. Squeeze into a suit, tie on a cape. Most people dressed up like that end up in Arkham.
Gotham needs a hero. Someone to hunt down people like you.
So that makes me, what, a villain? Sounds fun. Gotta admit it, though. You give a good chase. One day you might actually catch me.
Tonight.
Don't you know not to corner a wild animal? It's dangerous.
Yo, look how they capture this.
Cage.
Let's put you in a cage. Yo, this joint is ridiculous. Let's go. Yo, look at this battle, yo. Woo! Ooh! Look at this. And it's like the reaction time, you gotta be on point, yo. Cause you can't get your ass whooped if you're not on point. Oh yeah. Oh. Boom! Oh, look at this. I almost messed up too. Look at that. Cracked the glasses. Oh, caught me lovely. Oh yeah, yo, look at how cinematic this is. Oh, wow. Look at that. Crazy. Crazy. Look at that. Flipped her. Oh, get out of here. Boom. Yo, this is insane.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Oh, look at that. Yo, this is crazy. Got her. Yeah, baby. Crazy.
Two of them now? Jesus. Got it. Wait. Do not shoot.
Oh. Got him. Boom. Oh. Dag. Oh, yo. Oh, man, caught me. I messed up. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, look at that. Crazy. Ah. Crazy.
So on today's show, we talking about why gaming fears the black face. And I have a list of bullet points I want to go through. This may be a little longer than normal, but I'm going to try to keep it real concise, okay? The first thing I want to bring up is 3 gaming examples. Now, there's tons of examples, but I just want to use some gaming examples right now. The first game I'm going to utilize is Fallout 4. Why? Because that's one of the biggest games that was nominated, you know, to be Game of the Year. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring Fallout 4. Could have used Witcher. Could have used a lot of them, but I'm choosing Fallout 4, right, for a reason. That's 1. 2, I'm going to utilize Call of Duty, the history of Call of Duty. And 3rd, I'm going to use NBA 2K. So those are the 3 main game examples that I'm going to utilize to just reveal some things to y'all. And I have an overall scope to prove a point. And I feel that point needs to be analyzed deeper so that we could get more togetherness and unity and diversity amongst the culture that we love, which is gaming and beyond. Okay, so now let's go with it. The first thing I want to talk about is with Fallout 4. Now with Fallout 4, I want to talk about the character development, the commercializing of it, and the voice. Okay, so let's get to it. So when you start off in Fallout 4, the moment you hit the start button and you're ready to go, by default the character, the male character is white, female character is white. By default is white, right? You'll see that in a lot of games. Damn near every game. But by default the character is white. Okay, now when you go to change your character to become a black person, or you know, make them black or Asian or whatever you want to make them, the voice is still the same. Like the voice don't change, and the voice is, you know, a white male voice or a white female voice. So no matter what color you are, you still have a voice that was recorded and by default designed by to be white. And then when you look at the commercial shows that, you know, you got a white guy as the lead and his dog. You see that commercially in the mainstream success. Now think about this, right? In the game, you have the ability to be a different ethnicity. You can be black. But in the commercials, you wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? They don't show that in the commercial. They don't show that in the voice representation when you play in the game, no matter what you look like, it's still not who you are. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That doesn't exist. So that was the first thing I want to talk about with Fallout 4, because the same thing that you see in Fallout 4, you see in so many other games and other RPGs and just other games, period, that has that same mentality by default. You know what I'm saying? And when you think of default, you means by nature, by default, everything is everything is geared to give you an image and an impression that white comes first. You see what I'm saying? So that's the first point I wanted to make in terms of a game example. Let's go to the second point. Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty started I believe in 2003. That was the very first ever Call of Duty that ever released back in 2003. We're in 2016 now, right? It's been 13 years. 13 years of Call of Duty. Not one Call of Duty has ever had a black lead character that you can play the whole story with and be the hero, save the day. That whole image, that whole, what they market and put out to mainstream. Call of Duty is one of the biggest games ever, still is. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, I utilize that title. But never has it ever been done. Now, if you look at the latest Call of Duty that just came out, Black Ops 3, and I broke this story in terms of a female being able to play as a female in Call of Duty. Will it ever happen? I broke that story. Okay, look it up. But anyway, even with Black Ops 3, before you start your campaign mode, you could choose gender. And when you choose your gender, male or female, you can only pick a white person. You can only pick a white male, or you can only pick a white female. You can't pick no other ethnicity. You can't do nothing. You can't be a black person. That's crazy. I don't see how crazy that is. In 13 years, one of the biggest games ever, still no representation. You see what I'm saying? That is insanity, but it's a fact. And if you want to talk about multiplayer in Black Ops 3, you know, you have the different list, like the different characters that you could pick. I can't think of the name on top of my head, but you could pick different lists of characters that you could build up, and you know, whatever style of play you have. And in that area, from a multiplayer standpoint, there's a black person that you'll get an opportunity to play as. But that has nothing to do with the story, the campaign mode, or being a hero. That's just the multiplayer where you mindlessly go around shooting and killing your friends, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? It's the imagery, it's the purpose of how they project things, right? The third thing I want to bring up is NBA 2K. Now, if you look at NBA 2K, right, and it's based off reality, and because it's based off reality, you can't not have Kobe Bryant on there. You can't not have Michael Jordan. You can't not, you know, have LeBron James and all these other people on there, Kevin Durant. You know, you can't not have them there. So you will see predominantly a black image, black face on the cover, promoted by default. You get the black person or whatever because it's based off reality, not nothing fictional that a game developer would just create to make and put out there. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that I wanted to drive home. If you notice, when it comes to a black face, we're represented in the gaming industry. If we're a celebrity, if like a black person is a celebrity, they'll get a lot of major treatment. You know what I'm saying? For instance, even with Call of Duty, going back to that, if you look at the commercials of Call of Duty, you'll see a Michael B. Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll see him up in there. You know? But you will never see that representation in the game as a black person being a hero in the world of war. You see what I'm saying? It's purposely done that way. It's sad but true. But anyway, back to what I was saying about NBA 2K. Because it's a celebrity, because it's based off reality, you would see that representation. And it'll be successful because it's based on something real. And anything else, that representation is not there. It don't exist, and that's a problem. Now, for y'all that's watching, I would love to challenge y'all real quick. I would love for y'all to like name at least five. The game industry been around since like 1973. Okay, Pong and Vectrex, all the old stuff. So since then to 2016, I would love for y'all to try to name at least five AAA big budget, you know, game titles where the character that's successful, that's successful, about selling in the millions and everything, that's really successful, big franchises, right? Where the character is a black lead character, but they're not a celebrity. It was fictionally created and stuff like that. Where the black person isn't represented as a stereotypical, you know, person in the hood doing something bad, but being the hero and saving the day and winning, you know what I'm saying? Being empowering and stuff like that. If you remember, there was a game called Remember Me that Don't Nod, the company that did Life is Strange, that Don't Nod created, called Remember Me. And that game didn't do very well, right? Didn't do very well. And what's so funny about the game, and the game wasn't bad. Like, the game wasn't bad. It wasn't like the greatest game, but it wasn't bad either. But even doing that game, a lot of publishers didn't want to sign on the Remember Me game because, one, it was a female lead. You know what I'm saying? And they feel that female leads aren't successful, which is a lie, because Lara Croft is a female lead, and that's very successful. One thing you'll learn about Remember Me is that not only is she a female lead, she's a black, brown-skinned female lead character. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you look at the stereotype and you look at the scenario, is there a game out there in the world right now where the character is black-led, is extremely successful, and it's a franchise in the industry? Can you name one where it's a black female lead? Now, let's go to a black male lead. When you look at a black male lead, and when I mean a black male lead being a hero and stuff like that, I'm talking about, look at games like Uncharted, like, you know what I'm saying, like Nathan Drake, where he's the superhero, he's this, he's that, like, you know what I'm saying. There's plenty of games that I can name that's like that. Should we go back to Super Mario, Plumber, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's all that stuff exists, but when it comes to, you know, a black face and a black lead, it's not there. You know what I'm saying? I'll even mention another game, The Suffering. Suffering, I love that game, and it was actually a successful title. But what's intriguing about The Suffering is that you're a black lead character and you start out in jail, and a lot of your enemies, because it was like zombies and monsters, some of your enemies are lethal injection enemies. Like, they throw lethal injection needles at you to kill you. And it's based in jail. And then you break out of jail, and it's rumored that you killed your parent, that you killed your wife and daughter, and all this other crazy stuff. So yeah, it was successful. It was a black lead, but how was the black person represented? Wasn't the hero. You see what I'm saying? There's always something to it. Now, what I want y'all to understand is that these images and this portrayal affects everything that you see in gaming culture. Now, let's talk about the journalist side of it, right? Now, I want to bring, and I always like to use the biggest companies, because the biggest companies are the people that got the biggest funding and the biggest corporation machines behind them. So if you look at an IGN, and listen, ain't nobody taking shots. I'm not taking shots at IGN. I'm not taking shots at, you know, GameSpot, or even GameStop, and I work with GameStop a lot. Like, I'm just a real dude. I keep it real. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm educating. I just want y'all to see something, because I get a lot of information, and a lot of people ask things, and things come my way all the time, and I just want to put it out there so y'all can understand. First, if you look at IGN, there's never been a black host to give you information on IGN, ever. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm telling you right now, the research that I did, there's never been an IGN a host that was the lead, like, you know what I'm saying, to represent the information that we get in gaming news. You know what I'm saying? Like, if one of my best best friends love him to death. My man Greg Miller, right? Someone like him who would be on camera, report the news, all this other stuff. Someone like him, like that type of representation, never happened with a blackface. Then if you look at GameSpot, same thing. Same thing. Then if you look at, even if you look at GameStop, and you see GameStop TV and stuff like that, don't exist. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason for that. Now think about it. Like, people that's consumers or people that's trying to make it in journalism or do these things in the industry, right? When you sit at home as a consumer and you play a game, and 97% of all the games you play, a blackface isn't represented in it. And when I mean a blackface isn't represented, I'm not saying black people aren't in the game. I'm talking about you, the character that you're controlling to be the hero or whatever, is not a black person. It's a white person, 9 times out of 10. You see what I'm saying? Male or female? Mainly male though. That's one. Two, when you watch news on gaming, you don't see a black face in the mainstream of the media. So when that happens, it's like we don't exist. So since it's like we don't exist, but then you hear us talk, it's like, why are we talking if we don't have a mainstream presence? You see what I'm saying? That's the second thing. So from game development to journalism to the end user that follows all of those things that buy games and all this other stuff, we don't exist. So my question overall is, why do gaming fear the black face? Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. There's so much more I could have said and pointed out, but I want to leave that up for discussion so we could build on this conversation even more. But know this for a fact, right? And this happened even with Fable Legends, I believe. And notice, they ain't making Fable no more. But the creators, the developers of Fable Legends, they wanted to put a black person, I think a black female or a black male, or they just wanted to put a black person on a cover of Fable. The company was like, no, we're not doing that. It's going to be a white male, and that's it, because that's what sells. We don't want no black person on his cover. That's a known fact, man. That happened. That's one. Two, when Starhawk was announced, there was articles about it being a black character. Why? There's never an article on other games being a white character, so why is there an article about it being a black character? Because it's so rare to see not only a black character, but a black character labeled as a superhero. That's rare to see. That's two. And the last thing that I'll tell y'all is, when you look at the industry overall, and you look at the people that spend the most money in the entire industry, the people that spend the most money in the game industry are minorities, are blacks, Latino. Like, we spend the most money on gaming, yet we're the least represented in the mainstream, in the forefront of gaming information to give to the audience. That's a problem. It needs to change. And the Lord is truly helping me with making that change happen every day. I got some things going on. So pay attention, stay tuned. Gamers episode 2. Right now, we're about to see some Tekken 7 information going down with my man Mark. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please leave your comments. I really want to know what y'all think out there. One love. God bless. You already know what it is. Your boy HipHopGamer. We out.
Ding, ding, ding. It's time to start. The champ is here. Tekken 7 is going down. I got my man Mark with me. First off, I got to ask you a question. You made an announcement of a tournament. Tell me about this tournament, because it's about to go down for real, son. when they made that announcement, yo, I knew about it before y'all did. And I was like, yo, I can't wait for everybody to know because I want to see who's going to get destroyed. And now we about to find out. Mark, walk us through it. What's going on?
Yeah, so we are calling it the King of the Iron Fist Tournament for North America, aka the Tekken Tour. But it's a 20-city stop, and basically, what we're doing is taking the winner from all these Wizard World tournaments that we're doing, as well as some of the bigger fighting game FGC events like Final Round, CEO. So the next big event is, I believe, Wizard World Gaming Con in Columbus, Ohio. So we'll be taking that winner from there, and also Summer Jam X in 2 weeks in Philly. So it's going to end, and we're going to crown a North American champion towards the end of the year. We haven't announced the finals yet, but it's something to look forward to. But what we're seeing is like this crazy competitive play from the U.S. kind of people, Evo is kind of testament to that because there's 2 Americans in the top 8. Who would have thought, Geekmaster from Portland, Oregon, repping Portland. That's all those people out in Portland. Beat Nobi, who is the Tekken 2016 Tekken World Champion, as well as Evo's last champion. So USA all the way. That's all I gotta say.
Now that's great. Now let me ask you a question, man. Just like for the fans, it's one thing to watch these tournaments on YouTube and stuff like that, but talk about what it's like when you're there. Like when you're there in the heart of the battle, that last match, that last round. Like, explain to them what it's like and why it's so important to the culture.
I don't really explain it. People who grew up on fighting games, right? They had that kind of experience playing against someone in an arcade. Basically, that's what it is, but times 100 because everyone's hyped, everyone knows the game, and everyone wants to see people duke it out and actually, win. So just remember that time when, you'd put in a quarter in every single arcade game and you'd lose. You always want to get better and better. So we're bringing that type of experience back in Tekken 7.
Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the story and the relation between Akuma and Heihachi. When we saw that, we was like, yo, like, how are they gonna make this work? How is it gonna fit in? Now, he already fits in in terms of the game engine and the way it plays. It's incredible. I said this on record before that the Tekken 7 uses Akuma better than Street Fighter has, in my opinion, in terms of feel, and that just blew me away. But from a story standpoint, what's the connection? Why is he there? Like, I think that right there is something that intrigues me a lot.
Yeah. So Tekken 7 is going to be kind of the epic ending to the Mishima saga, right? So it's kind of been this family-like blood saga between Heihachi, Kazuya, Jin. So even in Tekken 7, Kazumi's in here, and that's Heihachi's wife. So the connection to Akuma is Akuma and Kazumi had some sort of relationship. I got to tease you guys on this. And he kind of promised her, like, if anything happened to Kazumi, he would come out and kind of destroy Heihachi and Kazuya. So that's where the link is. Who knows what type of relationship Kazumi and Akuma had. That is to unfold soon.
Wow. Now, I want to talk about these rage arts. Right? So one thing I love about the game is how when it's coming down to the last hit and it zooms in, you don't know what's going to happen, and then when it happens, it's like, oh, it's like, I mean, it never fails. Like, every time that energy is there. Now, with the rage arts, though, like, it seems like you're taking Tekken to a new level in terms of how smart you got to be in terms of spacing, when to use this. Now, obviously that exists in all fighting games, but this one, it seems more relevant and more prevalent as well in terms of the way you see it. Can you talk about the rage arts and how all that stuff comes together in terms of gameplay?
For sure. So there's a lot of new things in the game to make it, a little more accessible, as well as, to buffer that kind of spectator experience too, because, you want to watch it and get hyped up and excited too. So there's a whole new slew of tools. I like to call them tools, which are rage arts, rage drives, and power crushes. So, rage is coming back from like the Tekken 6 days, Tekken Tag days, and basically, when you're in rage, you're actually low in health, so you deal more damage. But at the same time, you have a rage drive and a rage art at your disposal too. So these moves, allow for an epic comeback. That's something that Tekken didn't have in the past. But graphically, the animations for these are amazing too, so the crowd gets hyped on those. Also new to Tekken is the power crushes, and those are armored moves. So it adds a whole new layer of kind of like the mental chess game, right? Because the rage drives, the rage arts, and the power crushes, they're all armored. But for the Power Crush, you can actually absorb a mid and a high as well, but you'll also can't take a low. So, you know, it's another paper, rock, scissors kind of mechanic to the game that makes it a little more exciting.
Alright, now we're to talk about Nintendo NX. Will Tekken have a life on Nintendo NX, or have you guys even worked with Nintendo NX at all? Like, because from what I hear is using the NVIDIA Tegra chip, the mobile chip, and that's a powerful chip. So I'm just interested to see is, you know, will we see some Tekken love to Nintendo?
It's a good question. So right now, all we've announced right now is Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam PC. Those are the only platforms we've actually announced at this point.
All right, cool. Now, in terms of PC, right, I just got a new PC and I'm hyped, all right? So, like, there's a lot of stuff in my life right now that I'm very excited about. But one of the things I was always excited about was mods. I think I actually did about this at E3. But you guys announced new characters and stuff like that, which is dope. I want you to talk about the new characters that y'all announced. But also, like, from a fan standpoint, what's some characters that you would love to see in Tekken that probably won't make it into Tekken from a development standpoint, but from a mod community standpoint, you would like to see?
You know, that's a good question. And the possibilities are endless. Obviously, I'm a fighting game fan. I love all the other franchises, so it'd be awesome to see some. I'm not going to say who and what. Also, you know, we have a lot of the anime games, you know, within our portfolio at Bandai Namco, so it'd be awesome to see some of those characters too. I'm not going to say anyone specifically.
Yuffie.
You guys know what I mean. Put it that way. But yeah, you know, touch on the new characters. So we did announce Bob, so he's coming back.
Yeah. Love that trailer.
Yeah. And we also got Master Raven. So, you know, and now it's a girl. It's a female character. So we're touting her as kind of like the leader, or like, you know, Raven's boss, put it that way, from previous games. So that's all we're teasing about the storyline behind that character as well.
Now, the story, from a story standpoint, I commend y'all on the way y'all presented the story in terms of how it goes from the cinematic to the gameplay. Now, let me ask you this. Is that something that's consistent throughout the story mode of the game, or is that just one particular scene and then it just goes into a regular round 1 fight, regular round 2 fight? Like, the reason why I'm asking is because once I saw that, I'm like, I hope that's not the only part of the game that does that. I would love the entire story to have a presentation like that leading into your fights.
Oh yeah, so, you know, definitely, you know, what we've kind of learned, you know, is that the single player experience is very, very, very important. You know, we can put out a core fighting game and the mechanics are awesome, but what people are wanting now is a rich story experience. So what you see in that kind of story demo you played today is going to be throughout the whole storyline of the game.
You serious? All right, gotta hold the belt real quick. Gotta hold the belt real quick. He gets the belt on that, son. You serious? For real, yo, oh my God, I can imagine where we gonna play like early next year. Now, multiplayer, right? I gotta ask you this. Now, when it comes to multiplayer, especially in fighting games, everything it's like it means that much more in terms of timing, space. You know, people talk about the lag and everything like that. What's some of the things that y'all did this go around with Tekken, whether from servers to how you match make? Run us down the experience we can expect coming early next year with the multiplayer of Tekken 7.
Yeah, definitely. So with Tekken, it's been on arcades in Japan for a long time now, Tekken 7 especially. And that kind of arcade experience is actually pretty unique in that, you know, at times you're not even playing against people sitting right next to you. You're playing it online in an arcade kind of environment. It's crazy, right? So Tekken historically has had an awesome netcode, you know, Tekken Tag 2. So you can see we are learning a lot of things from kind of that, you know, arcade networked experience in Japan. So people should not be worried about netcode at all for Tekken 7.